Hello everyone, and welcome to the Sonic the Hedgehog Iceberg Explained. I'm recording this after I've done the whole thing, and I just gotta say, I really did not know what I was getting into. I have learned a lot from making this video, and I know I'm probably gonna get some things wrong in this, so please do correct me in the comments. If I get enough corrections, I'll probably make a whole corrections video. But yeah, sit back and relax, cause it's a long one. Sonic is basically this fan art parody thing by YouTuber OnyxHeart in a video called How to Draw Sonic Hedgehog, and it has become a meme. It's featured even in Sonic Forces, which, by the way, is an officially released Sonic game, and it was also in the Sonic movie, so that's a cool fact. Long live Sonic, I guess. Mr. Needle Mouse is like Sonic's beta name, you know, before he was called Sonic the Hedgehog. So they would call him Mr. Needle Mouse in like the concept stages. But this does come up later in the iceberg, so make sure you stay tuned. This is a question that people ask themselves whenever they see Sonic in a car in his racing spin-offs like Sonic Drift and Team Sonic Racing and the Sega All-Stars. But it is widely agreed upon that it's just so the other racers can have a chance, you know? Because if Sonic really wanted to beat everybody, he could just get out the car, you know, hop out and do it on foot. But, you know, he just gets in the car because he's a nice guy. Back when Melee was out and people were unlocking characters, there was many rumors about unlockable characters and all these things you had to do to get them. And some of these characters included Sonic and Tails, which were obviously never in the game. But the co-creator of Sonic, Yuji Naka, has said that he spoke with the game's director, Sakurai, about letting Sonic into Melee, but at the time it was too late. But you know, eventually he made his appearance in Brawl, and now he's been in every Smash game since, which is cool. This is a scrap concept from Sonic 1. Sonic had a little band with all his little band friends and animals. They all had the same shoes, but Vector was there. You know Vector, all the rest of them, who cares? I don't know, the monkey, chicken. They did make appearances in the Archie comics, but that's pretty much it. They've been gone ever since, and it's fine. This is the idea that if you type in your name and then the hedgehog into a Google search engine, there will always be an OC that comes up. And I can attest to it being true. I mean, I done it with my name, I did it with a couple other names. And it's just people, you know, inserting themselves into the Sonic world and their original characters and stuff. Sonic Shorts was a series of shorts, you know, animated things created by fans and put together by Sonic Paradox on the YouTube channel, Sonic Paradox. They still do things on the channel, But yeah, these are like little like parody, like Robot Chicken type things, you know. They're pretty, some of them are pretty funny. I'll put the link somewhere, but you know, check them out. This was an ad campaign for the Sega Genesis, you know, and it's just bragging about what the Sega can do that Nintendo can, and I'll just let it speak for itself.
16-bit arcade graphics.
We can't do this on Nintendo. Genesis does.
What Nintendo?
Super Mario Bros. Z is like a Sonic, Mario, Dragon Ball type thing, you know, crossover between Sonic and Mario, created by the person Mark Haynes. I think it was originally on Newgrounds, but he got, you know, all the episodes on YouTube. I think they're still being made, just not as frequently, but if you're a fan of Sonic, Dragon Ball, Mario, you should check it out because it's pretty good. This is either referring to the Sonic Twitter account, the official one that just posts these unfunny memes and other things, or it's just talking about the whole Sonic community on Twitter, which some see as toxic, but that's just what happens when there's a huge franchise with a lot of fans that have differing opinions. So this Madonna, which is not Madonna, I don't know if she was named after Madonna, but it was another one of the scrapped ideas from before Sonic 1 came out. She was supposed to be a groupie along with his band, you know. She was supposed to chase him around, kind of like what Amy did, but she was scrapped along with the band. I think she made like a little appearance in the comic once, but yeah, that's Madonna. This is like a long-running criticism given to Sonic by many game reviewers. They're saying that when Sonic switched to 3D, you know, he had bumps in the road, which I guess is true when you look at, like, I guess Sonic R and 3D Blast, if you would count that as 3D. But other than that, you know, Sonic Adventure was really good. My favorite in the series, to be honest, but yeah, you know, it's just something they say. Nothing to worry about. It's just words. This refers to the idea that some Sonic the Hedgehog OCs are just recolors of existing characters, which is to an extent true, but nowadays there are more thought put into some people's OCs, and some of them actually look pretty cool. There is a barrel in Carnival Night Zone in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and this barrel has caused many players agonizing pain due to its confusing controls. But once you get the hang of it, you know, it's pretty easy, it's pretty simple. I mean, I never died to it. Pay no attention to the footage, because that's totally not me playing. It's just a barrel. It's a mug at the Sega shop. Not sponsored. I'm pretty sure this is talking about the PSAs at the end of every Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog episode, which they had, you know, to teach kids a lesson and things and stuff about things. What am I saying? There was one about stranger danger, and I will play it now.
Hiya, kid. We're friends of Sonic. He's been hurt and needs your help. Sonic's been hurt?
Hold it. You don't even know these guys. It's not safe to get into a car with strangers.
Uh-oh.
Scratch and Grounder? I'm never going anywhere with strangers.
You bet your life, little buddy.
Sonic Boom was this reboot for Sonic that had these huge ambitions to rejuvenate the franchise in the West, and they made a game, Rise of Lyric, which bombed horribly. It had a bunch of bugs and was not very good. It had a bunch of 3DS games, which are okay from what I hear, and it has the cartoon on Cartoon Network that was apparently really good. I have not seen anything other than little clips, and it is kind of funny from the clips that I've seen, but you know, Sonic Boom, rest in peace. You had an okay run. Maybe less than okay, but you know, rest in peace. IDW is a comic book publisher, and they are most known for publishing things like Ninja Turtles, Transformers, and other brands. And one of these brands includes Sonic the Hedgehog. They took over after the last publisher, Archie Comics, separated from Sega, and they're still making comics today. And I heard they're pretty good. They have new characters and stuff, but I also read that they're not actually canon to the games. The games are canon to the comics, but the comics are not canon to the games. Something like that. I don't really know, but they seem cool. It is just this meme with shadow and the text that is there. That is it. This is a form that Sonic takes in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and he acquires it by getting all the Chaos Emeralds and turning them into Super Emeralds. So the Super Emeralds combined with the Master Emerald gives Sonic the ability to take on the form Hypersonic, which is like Super Sonic but more sparkly and brighter and also more colors. He's basically Super Sonic, you know, he's invincible, he's faster, and he also has an air dash. But this form hasn't appeared since Sonic 3, and it probably never will, because Super Sonic can do most of the things that Hypersonic can do. You know, he doesn't really need to come back, but it'd be cool if he did. It would be cool. Yes, Michael Jackson, the king of pop, is related to Sonic in some way. Firstly, Sonic's shoe color was inspired by the red text and white background on the bad cover. In another way, Michael Jackson and his team helped out in Sonic 3's soundtrack. There was supposed to be more of a promotion thing with it, but Sega and Michael cut ties due to the lies that were coming out about him. But I do recommend you watch the D-Pad's video on the Michael Jackson stuff, because it's really interesting. It's really cool that this actually happened. This is just a little gameplay thing, you know, like Eggman's getting away and they put a speed cap on Sonic so Eggman can get away, so he can get into his little machine, so it looks like Eggman is faster than Sonic. This is referring to the fact that Sonic's love for chili dogs originated in the American Sonic media, like the cartoons, the comics, and stuff, and has since been adapted into the main games and everything since Sonic and the Black Knight. Back when Sonic was being released, you know, out into the world, the people at Sega thought that he needed a little bit of a tweaking for the Western audience. And yep, here it is. Many people criticize this design for being ugly and having a mohawk and being weirdly proportioned. But, you know, it's Sonic. It's still Sonic. There's nothing wrong. You know, it has a little bit of a charm to it. Tails channel is a very popular unofficial Sonic news and other type of thing website. They're probably the most reliable source, nowadays. And they have a bunch of stuff, they got a YouTube where they do things, and a website where they have news for like the IDW comics, the movie, and the games, and competitive stuff. Top-notch Sonic content from them. This is the ship name for Sonic and Amy, and basically what that means is like people put them together in a relationship, and they put their names in half, Sonic and Amy, and Son Amy. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. Sonic Retro is also an unofficial Sonic site, kind of in the same vein as Tails Channel, but Sonic Retro, while it has news, it acts more like a wiki, has information about all the Sonic games and the characters and everything. Pretty cool, pretty retro, because they've been around for a while. This is a little thing from a IGN video, and I'll play some of it because it speaks for itself, but you don't gotta listen to these guys, but it's a little funny to hear them and what they gotta say.
I think we're okay. I think we're at the point where we need to admit that this was never really a great franchise, and that we keep trying to find this thing that was never really actually there.
Sonic was never good. 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 Sonic was never good.
Yeah, it was a 25-year lie.
I don't know. I don't really understand why, but there is a segment of the gaming community that really, really loves Sonic.
No, really?
Knights is another Sega IP, which is also developed by Sonic Team, and it's about these kids, in a dream world, trying to stop like a dream demon from destroying the real world. I have no idea. I played it, and I still don't know what it's about. These franchises, Sonic and Knights, they're kind of intertwined. Knights is always appearing in Sonic games in like SA1, I think SA2, Sonic Riders, and in recently Sonic Lost World. It's pretty cool, got some nice music. If you want to play it, it's on Steam. In Sonic Adventure 2, Big is not a playable character as he was in SA1. So, you can see him, just going about his daily life in the background of stages. This is a pretty cool detail, and I wish they did it more, but, next time you play SA2, make sure you look for Big the Cat. I mean, he's kinda hard to miss. This is a little debate some people have on whether they call the bad guy from Sonic Eggman or Robotnik, because he's been called both, but he was Eggman in Japan, and he's always been Eggman in Japan. The West just turned him into Robotnik. During the time the Sonic movie was getting delayed due to the redesign, some people came up with this conspiracy theory that Paramount, designed Sonic badly on purpose so they could get publicity from it, which they did get a lot of, eyes on the movie because of it, but there was already style guides and all the marketing was made and products and things. It just wouldn't make sense for them to have planned it, and still have all that. It doesn't make any sense. It's just dumb. It's just dumb. It's just dumb. Sonic.exe is a creepypasta that, popped up, and it was about this guy who got a haunted Sonic disc from his friend, and in the game, Sonic's evil, and he kills Tails, Knuckles, and Eggman, and then proceeds to, act demonic and stuff, saying, "I'm God," all this craziness, and he pops out of the TV, I guess, and becomes a Sonic doll. On his bed, he says, "Make this interesting for me," and all that. But it's just a creepypasta. It wasn't very good, but it ended up turning into a game, and everybody played it on YouTube. All these videos, including me. That is the legend of sonic.exe. Yes, Theodore Roosevelt, the 26th president of the United States. He was basically just like an inspiration, I guess, for Eggman's design in his head area. As you can see from the picture, the resemblance is uncanny. When the Sonic team and Sega were making Sonic Adventure, they thought Sonic needed to be revamped, to be rejuvenated for 3D, so they decided to redesign him by making him taller, longer spine thing, quills, whatever you call him, and soles on his shoes, and also the green eyes. These green eyes were a cause for debate among Sonic fans during the time, and apparently, what I could find, they gave him the green eyes is because he looks at a lot of green environments. I don't know about that, but they look cool. I don't mind them at all. I think most people are fine with them now. The Archie comics also had to explain why he had green eyes, because he had black eyes before, and it was because he was like traveling through time with the Super Emerald or something, and it just ended up making his eyes green. Sonic the comic, the Fleetway comics, also explained Sonic's green eyes by having it come from like a monster or something that infected Sonic and then left his eyes green when it was over. Sally Acorn is a bit of a complicated topic, to talk about. She originally started as a little squirrel animal friend for Sonic in Sonic 1, but she was later repurposed, and apparently she's a chipmunk, but she was repurposed into a character in the Sonic comics for Archie and the Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon series running at the time. And she was she's a princess, and she is also part of the Freedom Fighters, which is this group of characters that, is friends with Sonic. They're basically the main gang, including Tails and the rest of them. And she was Sonic's love interest in the cartoon and in the comics, but she has never appeared in any comics since the Archie comics have, stopped publishing. She's only appeared in Sonic Spinball, I think, and that's not even like canon to anything. It's just weird, But yeah, Sega doesn't like recognize her and the other like Freedom Fighters as like official characters, because they have nothing to do with it really. That's really all the Western part of the Sonic franchise. So I don't think she'll really ever appear. It's just unfortunate what's happened to her and her little friends, But there's always a chance. Sonic Discovery is just the beta name for Sonic Mania before it was called Sonic Mania. Soap was a shoe manufacturer that made shoes made to grind on rails. Yes, It sounds incredibly dumb, and I don't know why anyone would do it, but they did it. They made it. And Soap partnered with Sega during Sonic Adventure 2, so Sonic and Shadow have their own like custom versions of the Soap shoes, which is cool, I guess. There was also ads for Soap in the game, but they were taken out in later releases. The Soap shoes have never made a reappearance since Sonic Forces, where they were a customizable part for the Avatar character. And yeah, Soap was bought by the company who made Heelys, and the Heelys company ended up going down a drain along with Soap. So nothing has happened with Soap since. Rest in peace, Soap. Baldy McNosehair is just the name that the Wisps from Sonic Colors give to Eggman, and Sonic eventually uses it in later games like Sonic Lost World and Sonic Boom.
Hey! I've been looking for you, Baldy McNosehair! Who are your friends?
Archie Comics is another comic book publisher, similar to IDW, as in they have all these properties like Archie and other things, I guess. I don't really know. But what matters is that they made Sonic comics all the way back in around 1993 to 4, something like that. And these comics included the Freedom Fighters, as mentioned before, you know, Sally and the rest of them that have names, I guess. And there's so much more stuff in that world and legal issues that happened, which caused a bunch of characters to just be wiped, and then it had to be rebooted, and all this mess. And I think this is why Sega decided that they didn't want anything to do with Archie Comics anymore, so they just stopped, and they went over to IDW and made new Sonic comics, which are still going, as mentioned previously. So now Archie is just making Archie comics, and I guess profiting off of the Riverdale show. Shattuck is basically like a Dragon Ball fusion between Sonic and Shadow, and they had to fuse in order to take on a bigger threat known as Nazo, and this was in a fan animated little thing called Nazo Unleashed by Chakra X. And yeah, this form, you know, it was really powerful. They were like hyper Shattuck. They look cool and stuff. Make sure to check it out. I'll try to put the link somewhere. In the trailer for the Super Smash Bros. Mode World of Light, all the fighters are there, and they're all lined up, and then the bad guy, Galeem or whatever, shines his light, and then they go in and they kill all the characters. And Sonic and Pikachu are running away side by side, and Sonic grabs Pikachu's hand, but Pikachu gets swallowed up by the lights. Sonic failed to save Pikachu that day, but he also ended up getting engulfed in the light too, so yeah, this became like a little meme at the time. This also questioned Sonic's speed, because he totally could have made it out of there. I don't see why Kirby was able to, but you know, it is what it is. It's not a Sonic game, so Kirby got out of there while all the other powerful characters couldn't. Despite the name, it is not some crappy phone game that gets advertised everywhere. It was a little Sega arcade racing game, and it was actually the first appearance of Sonic. He appears as a little ornament on the dash, you know, just hanging around, you know, being Sonic. Fleetway, first of all, was a magazine publisher. They also made Sonic comics at the same time as Archie, but their comic, Sonic the Comic, was way different, and it took things from the Sonic Bible and made it into the comics, but Super Sonic in there was actually very interesting. he was treated more as like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing, where Sonic, if he was under stress or around the Chaos Emeralds or something, he would turn to Super Sonic, and Super Sonic was this monster that was indiscriminate in his targeting and rage and stuff, you know. He tried to kill his friends and the enemies, and Sonic had to be like snapped out of it. He was like, whoa, what happened, man? I didn't remember what I was doing. But yeah, he was crazy looking. He had these swirly eyes, and he was all feral looking. He eventually ended up becoming his own separate being. Like, Super Sonic was separated from Sonic, and Super Sonic was like living on his own, being a good guy, you know, just living his life. But I think they ended up coming back together or something like that. Yeah, it's a pretty interesting take on Super Sonic. I don't think it would work now, since we know Super Sonic's just Sonic now, just powered up. But yeah, interesting nonetheless. Honey the Cat was this character that was made in Sonic the Fighters, but she was never really implemented until the 2012 release on the Xbox Live Arcade. She's basically this yellow cat, and she's dressed like a character from Fighting Vipers, who is also named Honey. So she's basically just that character just put into Sonic. She eventually shows up in the Archie comics, where she's a fashion designer, but she hasn't really shown up anywhere since. She comes up sometimes in official Sega Sonic art stuff, but nothing much else. Though she could make an appearance, you know, it'd be welcome, it'd be fine. Sonic Extreme, with an X, was a cancelled Sonic game for the Sega Saturn, and it would have been the first 3D Sonic game and the first Sonic game on the Sega Saturn, but it was cancelled due to technical problems and things like that. The gameplay was like 2D Sonic, but he can move in different directions, you know, in a 3D space. He could spin dash and do all that stuff. It was all seen through a fisheye lens type of thing, and it morphed from being like this orbiting plane, like a Mario Galaxy thing, to like an open little mountainous thing. I don't think it would have been that good, but it would have been cool nonetheless. We do have prototypes and stuff that we can play, and you're seeing gameplay in the background right now. Would have been interesting, I'd say. Nazo is the villain from the Nazo Unleashed fan animation that I talked about before. And he's basically like, he looks like Hypersonic, but like a villain. He turns green at one point, and red. Not much is known about him, because there's not much given during that, but he's a threat nonetheless. Genocide City was a cut zone from Sonic 2. It's also known as Cyber City. It was meant to be like a variation on Metropolis Zone, but it ended up getting scrapped, and we got a third act to Metropolis Zone instead. It's like Sonami, but with Sonic and Shadow instead. This is something Robotnik says in Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, and is actually spliced up of what his words are, and it became a meme. I'll play the clip right now.
Snooping as usual, I see. Not me.
Metallics is like the term for all the Metal Sonics in the Sonic the Comic by Fleetway. It does not limit itself to only Metal Sonic, since there's a Metal Knuckles that's referred to as a Metallics, and then there's a whole brotherhood of Metallics with a giant metal Sonic King or whatever. I don't know. I have not read the Fleetway comics, but it's very interesting. This is some dumb thing that Takashi Iizuka, who is like the head over at Sonic Team right now, has said to explain why in some Sonic games there's no humans at all, and in others there are humans. And he says that there are two worlds. There's one where it's inhabited by humans and one where it's inhabited by anthropomorphic animals like Sonic. So that's why in Sonic Forces there's no humans at all, but Unleashed, Adventure, and Shadow the Hedgehog has humans everywhere. It's really dumb, and it just could be explained as them living in other parts of the world, but I guess that doesn't match up with things like Sonic Unleashed and Sonic Forces. It's dumb. It really is. Sonic for Hire is a short little unofficial Sonic series about Sonic being down on his luck and looking for jobs everywhere across a bunch of games and stuff. It's not child friendly, I'd say, but it's pretty funny sometimes. It can be found on the Lowbrow YouTube channel, and check it out, it's pretty funny. Mandates are things that Sega likes to have in place so they can control how Sonic acts and how the rest of the characters act in all the forms of media. There's all these rules, like Sonic can't show excessive emotion, he can't have a family, can't have any relationships. It's all this mess. But you know, it is what it is. But I'm sure they'll lighten up on the mandates someday. This is just a little fact that Vector likes older women. He's shown in Sonic X and the Sonic IDW comics as having a little bit of a thing for Vanilla Rabbit, which is perfectly fine. Hidden Palace Zone was a cut zone from Sonic 2. It was then repurposed for Sonic 3 in name only. It became home of the Master Emerald and the Chaos Emeralds and stuff. It was later restored and put into the Sonic 2 remaster for iPhones and Androids. And it's, you know, it's cool. It has like waterfalls and it has Eggman with the trumpet mobile. Cybershell is another Sonic YouTuber on this platform, and you know, just does reviews and stuff. Can Panders. This guy is a bit of a infamous figure in the Sonic community. He was a writer and artist for the Sonic Archie comics. He created a lot of characters and did a lot of things, you know, but after Sega released Sonic Chronicles and he claimed like they took his characters and everything, there was this whole lawsuit, and now he claims ownership of a bunch of Archie characters that existed in the Sonic world, so they had to be erased from history in a reboot in Archie. Now he does weird art with his characters that nobody likes. Sonic's channel was a channel dedicated to Sonic the Hedgehog. They did playthroughs, reviews, and other interesting things on the channel, but the channel ended up getting swapped to One Up TV Games, which is what the channel is currently, though they have not posted a video in 3 years. All the videos are online still, so you can go and watch them if you want. It's called One Up TV Games. In Sonic Heroes, SBO has a line where he says to Eggman, Evil must die. Which shows that he really wants to kill Eggman in that moment.
Evil must die. Beware my ninja power.
This is just referring to a bunch of powers that Sonic has in the Archie comics. I could not be bothered to go through all of them. But if you really would like to know, I'm pretty sure there's a death battle about it. So you can go watch that and figure out how many powers Sonic gets in the comics. Silver the Hedgehog from Sonic 06 has a lot of similarities to the character from Dragon Ball Z called Trunks. And I don't really know too much about Silver or Dragon Ball Z, so I can't really say, but from what I could gather, they're both time-traveling characters that go back in time to fix something that happened in their future, to save somebody or do something. This goes as far as Sega themselves describing Silver as being like Trunks, so make with that what you will. SA3 is an acronym for the game Sonic Advance 3 on the Game Boy Advance. Just kidding. It's the fabled game that everybody wants, Sonic Adventure 3. And many games have been described as being like Sonic Adventure 3, Heroes, 06, Unleashed, all of those. But there really hasn't been an SA3 ever. Those games are not SA3 at all, but maybe we'll get it in the future someday, who knows? This is just referring to the change of what we call the Sonic from the Sonic CD animations. We used to call him Toei Sonic because we always knew the animations as being produced by Toei Animation Studio. But it is actually more accurate to call him Junio Sonic because that version of Sonic was designed by Studio Junio, who also ended up doing the animations as well. So yeah, it's more accurate to call him Junio Sonic, and that's usually what we call him nowadays. Scourge is a character from the Sonic Archie comics. He's like the green, evil Sonic from a anti-dimension, you know. He used to be blue, but he turned green because he tried to do something with the Master Emerald or something. But yeah, he has sunglasses, he has a leather jacket, he has scars, he's really edgy and bad and evil and stuff. But he doesn't really appear other than the Archie comics due to something that happens later in the iceberg. Lake Fepard is a video game developer. He made some pretty good Sonic fan games, you may know. Sonic before the sequel, Sonic after the sequel, and Sonic Chronos Adventure. He ended up making his own games too, Spark the Electric Gesture 1 and 2, which I hear are pretty good. I haven't played them. I plan to though. I know he has a third one coming on the way too, so I guess stay tuned for that. I'm sure it's gonna be good. Yes, before Chaos was Chaos, he used to be a regular old little Chow, with his little Chow friends and everything. But at some point, he ended up getting mutated by the Chaos Emeralds and became the godlike being that he is. And he would protect his Chow friends, but one time the Chow friends got attacked by the Knuckles clan. So then, Chaos, with his ultimate power, killed the Knuckles clan, but ended up getting sealed away in the Master Emerald. But he was a Chow. That's it. That's the story. The Sonic Bible is a document that Sega made early on to give to people, you know, to let them know what Sonic's backstory was and how he got to where he is in the original games. Pretty much all of it's not canon anymore, but you know, it has interesting ideas like Mobius being introduced, which is what Sonic's planet is called in the Archie comics and stuff. And it also has Eggman's origin and Sonic's origin, all that. NIDS, or Neuroimmune Deficiency Syndrome, is the disease that Maria Robotnik had in SA2. Not much is known about it other than that it was incurable at the time, and fatal as it ended up causing her death. Rest in peace, Maria Robotnik. That's what set Gerald Robotnik over the edge, I'm pretty sure. Knuckles Chaotix is the Sonic game that released on the Sega 32X. And the reason why Knuckles is in quotation marks is because in Japan, it's only called Chaotix with no Knuckles, and Knuckles is just added over here in the West for some reason. Fighting Vipers is a Sega fighting game that uses the same engine as Sonic the Fighters, and it's where Honey got her, you know, outfit and whole character from, so yeah, that's pretty cool, I guess. Breezy is from Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. She's like used by Robotnik to trap Sonic in some way. She doesn't appear anywhere else until the Archie comics, where she's a business lady, but other than that, she hasn't appeared in anything else. This is the idea that Sonic has a fear of orcas because they're always hunting him down in games like Sonic Adventure, Sonic Heroes, and Sonic 06. He doesn't really show any fear towards them, but I mean, I guess he could be afraid of them. They are from the water. In Sonic Adventure 1, there was supposed to be a dragon boss in the Sky Chase Zone. It was cut out of the game, but some people got it to work in the game, and there it is, it's a dragon. In Sonic CD, Amy's character profile says that she has the ability to like read cards, you know, so she uses their tarot cards to read fortunes and stuff. She's not really shown doing this that much, but it is referenced here and there. It's just a cool thing that Amy can do, I guess. Brasmo is the name of a Chow created by Salty DK Dan. I don't know who he is. I never seen this Chow before, but it looks like some kind of leaf Chow. It is just this very funny image of Tails sitting on a bench. Don't go looking for it because it's just going to be Tails on a bench, so there's nothing of interest here. Just Tails on a bench. Terios and Nails are the beta names for Shadow and Rouge, respectively, and they're usually associated with this artwork on the screen right now. This is a speedrun category for Sonic Adventure, where the speedrunner tries to kill a Chow in the fastest time. Yep. Since at the end of Sonic 06, the events are prevented from ever happening in the first place, it basically didn't happen. This could also be talking about how everyone tries their best to forget that it happened in the first place. If you look at any hedgehog in the Sonic world, their eyes are connected. There's like no separation between them. And there's other characters that do, like Tails and Blaze. But I guess it's just like a design thing, so don't really pay attention to it too much. In Sonic 1, there's supposed to be text telling the player to press start, but there's a bug that prevents it from ever showing up. This was later fixed in the 2013 remaster for iOS and Android. Because in real life, a hedgehog's reproductive organ is located in their chest area, it only stands to reason that Sonic would have the same thing. Yep. Sonic Extreme was a pitch to Sega, and it was basically a Sonic skateboard game, and it had Sonic and Shadow riding hoverboards with Tony Hawk style gameplay like the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games. Sega was allegedly impressed and asked for, more details on the game, but they never responded to the developers after and made Sonic Riders. In early development screenshots of Sonic Adventure, Sonic's model from the Sega Saturn games can be seen in the screenshots, so yeah, that's pretty cool. This is actually a misconception by many Sonic fans and Sonic's creator, Yuji Naka himself. He thought that hedgehogs couldn't swim, and thus making Sonic not being able to swim, which makes a bunch of fans think that hedgehogs can't swim. But actually, they can swim just fine, which is cool. Yes, Sonic 06 was planned to have a Wii port, along with a PC port, but those ended up getting scrapped due to the rushed development of Sonic 06, as most people well know. But apparently this scrap version of Sonic 06 ended up becoming Sonic and the Secret Rings, which was okay. This is in reference to the fact that in the Knuckles Chaotix character profiles, Vector has a belief in God, and he went to the island in Knuckles Chaotix because he believed it was a place of miracles. Charmy has a stinger, and he's a male, but only female bees have stingers. Charmy is an enigma, or bees in the Sonic world just all have stingers. In Sonic Adventure 2, Eggman uses the Eclipse Cannon to shoot a side of the moon, and so the moon has this big gaping hole in it for everybody to see. And in the game since SA2, the moon looks fine. The reason given for this is that the moon just rotated onto its good side, because it's a living being and it knows which side looks better. Ghosts of the Future is a fan comic by Evan Stanley, and you can find it on their DeviantArt page. It looks interesting, but I have not read it, so yeah. I should, though. as should you. In Sonic Forces, Espio comments on how many of their brethren were being held in the Death Egg, and Silver responds with,
One more thing Eggman will answer for.
which implies that all the captives were killed in the Death Egg, which is kind of dark. But also, in the Sonic vs. Zavok fight, you can see the captives in the Death Egg being held, and then the Death Egg is later blown up by Classic Sonic. And there's no mention of them ever saving any hostages. So, you can just assume that all the people died in that Death Egg. In the announcement trailer for Minecraft Steve joining Smash, Sonic gives Mario a punch that sends Mario all the way to the Minecraft world where he proceeds to die. So you can add Minecraft transportation powers to one of Sonic's many abilities. Despite Knack's name being Knack the Weasel, he's actually a wolf and Jerboa hybrid. More so a Jerboa, I don't see any wolf, but that's just what I read. Apparently his name was changed to Knack the Weasel over here in the West. And I guess it just stuck, and now everybody thinks he's a weasel, but he's actually a Jerboa. Now, I could not find anything crazy about Blaze's origins. She's a princess from the Soul Dimension, and she protects the Soul Emeralds. And she was basically created to be like an alternate dimension version of Sonic. And that's basically how Blaze was made. This is a little fan comic by Tyson Hess, who you might know as the guy who does Sonic Mania Adventures and other things like that. He does art for the comics, and he helped with the redesign for the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. So yeah, that's pretty cool how he got his start. I mean, I haven't read the Sonic's Big Fat Adventure, but I'm sure it's funny. Lemon Sundrop Dandelion is a drug in the Sonic Archie comics, obviously meant to be like LSD, and it's actually quite dangerous in that world. Charmy's friend, yes, Charmy the Bee, has a friend named Mello who dies because LSD was put into his chili dog. He just falls over and dies, and he's just dead. I mean, I can't get over the fact that there's a dead little bee in a Sonic comic, but that's just Archie Sonic for you, I guess. This is just a little conspiracy theory caused by some fans that claim that the mandates don't actually exist and the writer Ian Flynn is just putting in what he wants the characters to act like and stuff. It's dumb because it doesn't make any sense. This is a character that is found in the files for Knuckles Chaotix, so they're just referenced in the files as that, and some fans call it Wakina, something like that, and it's basically like a corrupted white version of Knuckles. And yeah, it's just a little bugged character. In Sonic Pocket Adventure for the Neo Geo Pocket, Eggman's clothes changed from being his classic Eggman Robotnik clothes to his Sonic Adventure Eggman look. And this is probably because the game was being developed as like in the classic Sonic world, but ended up getting switched to be in the modern Sonic world because Sonic's eyes are just turned green and Knuckles just looks like classic Knuckles. Yes, Mephiles was supposed to be in Sonic Forces, but he ended up getting scrapped. I assumed he was gonna be one of Infinite's many weird visions, but I guess it wouldn't make sense because then Sonic would be like, what is this? Because he doesn't know Mephiles in that current point in time because it didn't happen, but it did. During the development of Sonic 3, Sega and a certain shoe brand, Nike, were gonna have a promotion, I guess, with the game, and Knuckles' symbol was supposed to be the Nike logo, but that obviously didn't end up happening. So now Knuckles just has a Nike looking logo, but it's not Nike. This is like a rumor or theory that the male characters, I guess, cannot ever wear pants because even when they do have clothes, they don't have pants on, which is kind of odd, but you know, it's cartoons, you know. Bugs Bunny usually doesn't wear pants. Well, he wears shorts in Space Jam. This is the fact that Robotnik is Eggman's canon name, and this is because in Sonic Adventure he refers to himself as Robotnik, while Sonic just calls him Eggman, and in SA2, Eggman's relatives have the last name Robotnik, Maria Robotnik and Joe Robotnik, so Robotnik is canon. This is referring to the fact that nobody in Sonic 06 remembers who Blaze is. Someone asked a person from Sonic Team, I think it was Azuka, and he said that everybody got amnesia to explain that. A Sonic hack by a late Sonic fan, Polygon Jim, was about a playable Motobug, and after he sadly passed, he was immortalized in Sonic Mania as Jimmy the Motobug, who is the trusty steed of Heavy Rider of the Hard Boil Heavies, which is really cool, you know. CWC stands for Christine Weston Chandler. Yeah, they are their own rabbit hole with tons of documented craziness about them. They're most known for creating Sonichu, the electric hedgehog Pokemon, which is their like original character, and they have a whole bunch of other Sonichus and Rosechus and stuff. And yeah, they're pretty infamous for all the craziness that they have done. If you're really interested, I suggest you watch the series by Gino Samuel on YouTube. It goes really in depth and it's like super addicting to watch. I've seen all of them, and oh my goodness, this person is just an enigma. This is just a little fact from Sonic Adventure 2. If you didn't know, the thing on the back of the Bio-Lizard is its life support system, and it's on life support the whole time it has it on, but Sonic and Shadow take it off at the end, and the Bio-Lizard is not on life support and then dies. So, yeah, that's cool. Ian Flynn, a writer for the Sonic comics currently, has gone on record saying that money, or the concept of money, does not exist at all in Sonic's world, even though there are things like Casino Night Zone and Bingo Highway, and all the shops that you can buy things in Sonic Unleashed and Sonic 06. Apparently there's no money. I don't know if he still believes this or not, but yep, that's what he said. When I first saw this, I thought it was talking about maybe like the name for Classic Sonic before it was Classic Sonic, or the name of the third Sonic that was supposed to be in Sonic Generations, but I could not find anything about that. Other than that, I really couldn't find anything official, but there are fan comics called Sonic Legacy by the guys over at Sonic Paradox, and there was Archie reprints of old Sonic comics called Sonic the Hedgehog Legacy. Other than that, I couldn't really find anything. So if you have any idea of what this entry is talking about, please let me know in the comments down below. In Sonic Mania Adventures, the whole gang is eating chili dogs and everybody's having a good time, but no one could expect what could happen next. Tails chokes on his chili dog and dies. Knack the Weasel was originally intended to have a realistic looking revolver type gun, but it ended up getting replaced with like a pop gun in all of his appearances. Maybe he's had realistic guns in the Archie comics. Mr. Hedgehog was Sonic's actual beta name, while Mystery Mouse was actually a mistranslation. This is referring to all the deaths that happen when Prison Island is blowing up in Sonic Adventure 2. So, yeah, obviously people die because there's people on the island. When Gerald Robotnik is given his last words in the tape in Sonic Adventure 2, you can hear the firing squad prepare to fire upon him, so presumably his execution was caught on tape, which is kinda dark.
Is there anything else you want to say? No. Ready!
What's going on here?
Sonic Dreams Collection is a very weird, unofficial Sonic game. I can't really explain it. I'll try to put some footage, but I've never actually played it. I never wanted to play it. But it has like a OC maker, it has a mode where you're taking pictures. I have no idea what else it has, but it's just an odd thing. This is a theory that Sonic is the ultimate life form instead of Shadow. There is precedent for this. In the final battle for Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic and Shadow are in their super forms, and Shadow noticeably has trouble in his form, and Sonic even tells him that he should, lay off, and that the super form will destroy his body if he's there any longer. Which goes to show that Sonic has mastery over the Chaos Emeralds and Chaos Energy, Not only that, he's even part of like a prophecy in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. He's on the mural in Hidden Palace Zone, which shows him, you know, defeating Eggman with the power of the emeralds. He can even use the Master Emerald to enhance the emeralds to Super Emeralds, which is crazy. So this is a theory that I actually think is plausible, you know? It makes sense. Why not have Sonic be the chosen one? I think this is talking about how when Shadow the Hedgehog was revealed, some people called it SA3, but there is some, you know, there's something off with it. I don't think it actually happened. In the Archie Comics Sonic issue 50, Sonic and Robotnik have a fight to the death, and Sonic is the last man standing. He didn't kill Robotnik, I don't think, because whatever they're in explodes, and Sonic is the only one that escapes out the wreckage. And yeah, Robotnik is dead in that world. Blaze Hedgehog is another Sonic the Hedgehog YouTuber. I watched a couple of his videos. They seem alright, you know. Apparently, he helped start up Sage and Sonic Fan Games HQ and stuff, so thumbs up to that guy, I guess. This is a little fan theory that the Time Eater from Sonic Generations is actually Mephiles from Sonic 06. And I guess this is due to like the time traveling powers and the colors of the energy that's shared between them. I really couldn't find any other evidence, but the writer for the current IDW comics does support this theory, but I don't even think Mephiles exists anymore. Dr. Robotnik / Eggman has a game called Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, and that game is just a reskin of Puyo Puyo. And in Mean Bean Machine, Eggman / Robotnik takes the place of Satan in Puyo Puyo. That is his connection to Satan. This is in reference to something Archie Comics Sonic writer Ken Penders that I mentioned earlier said on Twitter. And he says, and I quote, "The one story I couldn't tell was Sally losing her virginity to Jeffrey. Sonic may be fast, but Jeffrey was faster on the draw in that department." He said that, and I guess it's canon now, but you might be wondering who Jeffrey is, and he's basically this skunk guy that worked for Princess Sally's kingdom, I guess. I don't really know, but he's like a skunk guy that fights for Sally's love. It's dumb. Every time we see Stardust Speedway in the Sonic canon, it's always the Bad Future version. So that could only mean that the Bad Future is what's canon. Which sucks for Little Planet, I guess. I mean, I don't know what happened to it. Doesn't ever come up anymore. The third and last Sonic Extreme, with a giant red R, was a pitch by Backbone Entertainment to Sega, and it was another skateboarding type of game, you know, for the Game Boy Advance. All we have is this image of the main screen maybe and some art, and apparently the same people were asked by Sega to do a GBA port of Sonic Riders, but that never happened, obviously. yaoi is Japanese slang for boy love, and you might be wondering, how is it weaponized? Well, in a Sonic Twitter takeover for Sonic Forces, Infinite, yes Infinite, sends Eggman, Shadow, and Sonic some Sonato art, and they didn't want it. I mean, maybe Eggman did, but Sonic and Shadow didn't seem like they wanted it. So, I guess it was weaponized against them. It's pretty weird, but it happened.
Are you embarrassed?
He's totally embarrassed. Oh, I just got a message here from Infinite. It's a file called Sonado.
No, don't open that!
This is probably another situation similar to how people thought Shadow the Hedgehog was SA3, because this was obviously the next game after Sonic Adventure 2, so I'm sure people called it SA3 at the time. And you know, it does carry over some things from Sonic Adventure, so couldn't blame them. This is referring to an ability that Sonic has in Sonic CD's animations. It's like sort of a spider sense, if you know what I mean, where he sneezes when danger's around. And it's just a little cool thing that happened. I'm pretty sure it hasn't shown up since, but you know, it's just a cool power that Sonic had at one point, and now it doesn't, I guess. Yes, Chaos from Sonic Adventure is shown to be helping out in the events of Sonic Unleashed, and this is only in the Archie Comics version of Sonic Unleashed, but he's, you know, there helping to help keep the water from falling off the earth or draining some, I don't know, but you know, it's a cool little detail, you know, Chaos doing his part in saving the world. When Mario and Sonic in the Olympic Games was being marketed, a Nintendo of America executive explained why Mario's name was first in the title and not Sonic's. She said, "Here's the bottom line. He's Italian. He's really sexy and he can get more women than Sonic." So, yeah, that's why Mario's more popular than Sonic, guys. He's way sexier. He can get all the ladies and Sonic can't. In the Archie Comics Sonic issue number 75, Eggman is revealed to be Robo Eggman because the original Eggman had died, as stated earlier. And yeah, Eggman just is replaced by this robot from the time being in the Archie universe, at least, which is interesting. Sonic Unleashed is another one of the titles that is often referred to as Sonic Adventure 3, only because in Japan the title has adventure because it's called Sonic World Adventure. But interestingly enough, I read somewhere that Sonic Team initially wanted it to be a sequel to Sonic Adventure 2, but they ended up putting so much new things that it was just not a Sonic Adventure game, so they called it Sonic Unleashed, but they kept the name Sonic World Adventure in Japan. But you know, it's basically SA3, I guess then. Well, I guess it's not, because it doesn't have the same gameplay at all, but call it whatever you want. I'm pretty sure this has something to do with Sonic Unleashed and Blaze having to contain Iblis inside her or something. I don't know, I haven't played through all of Sonic Unleashed, to be honest, but I guess Blaze could still have Iblis inside her, but I'm pretty sure the Blaze that's around right now is not the same Blaze that was in 06. I have no idea, but you know, that's all I got. This is referring to the other Sonic Extreme that appeared earlier in the iceberg, since it had the hoverboard concept and everything with Sonic. The story is that Sega liked the thing so much that they decided to make it themselves and not partner with that team, you know. So I guess in that sense, Sonic Riders is a stolen concept, but you know, I think it's different enough, but it still uses hoverboards and stuff. This is the fact that the developers for Sonic Mania were not paid royalties at all. They were just paid to make the game, so essentially it's just contract work. In the Archie comic, when Sonic is changing from his classic Sonic form to his modern Sonic form, they list his biological changes, and one of those changes includes his shoe getting a buckle. So that means that Sonic biologically grew new shoes with buckles on them. Yep. It's just Archie for you. All this weird stuff. Because the Eggman from the future that's in Sonic Rush and Sonic Rivals and in Mario and Sonic and Olympic games for some reason, because that Eggman is from hundreds of years in the future and is a descendant of Eggman, Eggman at some point had to have conceived a child some way. Eggman must have had sex at one point. And that's the Sonic Iceberg. Thank you guys for watching this. If you watched it all the way through, it really means a lot to me. Yeah, again, make sure to correct me in the comments on anything that I got wrong. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to leave a like and stuff, because that really helps me out. And subscribe. This is a crazy video for me.